And then to come from this point of compassion, this point of advice, advising yourself as you would for a friend, and to kind of embrace that. And then with these steps that these amazing ladies have just shared, it allows you to then get a bit more courage.
Be awesome!
How to get back on track when you feel you lost momentum. The power within. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another powerful True Talk episode, which is really one that is super, super close to my heart. And this is because today I am gathered with some of the most incredible women on this planet, which are our global impact creators, aka the Wonder Women. And in our midst, we have a couple of fantastic, incredible, amazing, I'm lost for words, but very, very wonderful girls with us. And first of all, I would like to introduce to you, and everybody comment below and say hi to these amazing people. First of all, we have Natalie in the house. Everybody say hi, Natalie. How you doing?
Hi, everybody.
And next we have in the house a wonderful, I won't say amazing and wonderful, a wonderful, we just made up a new word today. Abhha in our midst. Hello, everybody. Say hi, Abhha.
Hello, everyone.
And next to that, we have from a different galaxy altogether, the incredible Emily. Hello, Emily.
Hello, everyone.
All good, all good. And aside from that, we have the incredible Ingrid with us as well. Everybody say hi, Ingrid.
Hello, everyone.
Nice. Thank you guys so much, or thank you girls so much for being here on this wonderful show. And just for the audience, for everybody to know, what we are going to be talking about today is this very common thing that everyone, and I'm saying everyone, faces, which is that sometimes you that you are very excited about something, whether that is about your job, whether that is about a relationship, whether that is about a particular goal that you're wanting to achieve, and you have a lot of excitement in it. But somewhere down the line, all of a sudden, you feel like you're losing momentum. You feel like you're a little bit lost. You feel like watching Netflix is just a little bit more amusing than doing the work that you normally want to do. Or for some reason, you feel like you're not connecting anymore to that thing that used to be so purposeful to you, that used to be so much fun, that used to be your passion. How many of you have ever had anything like that in any area of your life? Do let us know in the comments. We would love to hear what it is that you are doing. We'd love to hear what you are facing and have this conversation. And we were talking about this today in our beautiful GIC call, because again, we have our global impact creators right here. And we were having a conversation of this very topic, because let me just say, first of all, if any of you have ever experienced anything like this or are currently experiencing this, let us first say that you're not alone. We all have. I experienced this, the ladies have experienced this, and this is probably also not the first time that we are experiencing this, or that it will come into our path or come onto our path, that there's challenges, or that we feel just a little bit flat, not as passionate or excited as we usually are. And so today we want to talk about this topic, especially because all of us together are from different places in the world. We have different, we actually have this one as well in our midst. This is little Simba. He's also a global impact creator, but in a slightly different way, how he impacts the world. But it's basically, it's something that always comes back. And so it is important to understand, how do we deal with this? How do we basically get, as Natalie so beautifully described earlier on our call, how do we get that fire in the belly again? How can we get ourselves reconnected to our why, to our purpose, and all of that? So again, we are super, super, super excited to be here with you guys. Do let us know again in the comments, like how you have experienced that, or perhaps you have very, very powerful advice on this topic. Do let us know, and we will always go and do a few shout outs. But to start this topic off today, I would like to basically ask our amazing panel of Wonder Women in here, what your advice is, or how you have experienced this, or what are the things that you would like to share. And I think Abha would love to go first. So I'm going to pass the floor to Abha.
Yeah, thank you, Tjibaria. I'm so glad to be here on this platform today. such a massive discussion since the morning, but I just want to share, what has helped me over the past few days and weeks when I was not keeping very well and kind of going through some health issues and then kind of feeling very low. And obviously resting it off and then feeling, off and on I'll feel that I'm not doing what I need to do. What do I do about it? But then I realized that, I need to take a step back and take a deep breath in, kind of relax myself and think that, this is cut myself some slack basically. This is the time I need to show myself some self love and just take a deep breath in and feel that it's okay to, my body perhaps needed that rest. So just rest it out and imagine what you would tell your best friend or your child to do in that moment if they have not been in a good place for some reason, and or if they're binge watching something, or doing something that is not in their favor and feeling regretful about it later on. What will you tell them? You'll tell them it's okay, you've done it now, forget about it, move on. That's what you need to tell yourself. Just it was what you needed in the time, in the moment. Now just take that break and move on.
That is very beautiful. And I really think that what you just shared about the fact that what would you say to others is a very key element in that. Because isn't it so that we all are the best in giving other people advice, but when it comes to ourselves, sometimes it can be a little bit harder. Sometimes we get a little bit more strict on ourselves, and we had that conversation just before as well about how we can be so self-critical, and especially if you set high goals, you want to do so many good things, you want to help so many people, that this self-criticism just is so very present. But like Abha just said, which is very, very beautiful, and I want you guys to comment it below into the comments, is that basically the advice that you would give also another person, whether that is about them taking a step back, taking a little bit of rest, and that is okay. Like, take on that advice as well, right? Take on that advice too. So thank you so much for sharing that. And who would like to go next? Who else would like to share? Natalie.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and to, how can I say, to go over my fears as well and to stretch me. So thank you so much for doing that. Yes, you have. So just to touch and add on what Abha was saying, what I've been doing for me is like a compassionate letter to myself. I actually wrote a letter to myself, which was like in several parts. The first part was like to acknowledge how I felt, my struggles, my challenges, because as you mentioned, we are extremely hard on ourselves at times. And I'm the queen of doing that. So, so yes, so it's really to acknowledge that it's okay if you are frustrated, if you are sad, if you feel down, it's okay, because we all go through those parts in our lives. Yeah. But it's also to engage with that part. It's not to put it on the side and ignore it, because I've done that for over 10 years and it came back giving me a big, massive slap. So it didn't work for me to just like ignore it. And just to engage it using care, sympathy, and non-judgment, because we all judge ourselves and we can be, like you said, extremely hard on ourselves. Yeah. And then once you wrote that letter, just use the second part and use the compassionate part that is inside of you, because there is a power within all of us, but we don't necessarily use that. There's different part. There will be the one that is sad, frustrated, angry, but there's also the compassionate part of us. And it's mainly to use that part of us to give us advice, like Abha said, like you would give a friend, and to come up with ideas on how you could move forward. Because when you come from a compassionate part of you, you are nicer to yourself, and you wouldn't say harsh things to your friend. You'll be kind to them. You would be caring. So how to use this part that is in you, because you use it all the time with others, but actually write it on a paper for yourself. And after that, when you wrote the letter, straight after, maybe to like do a reflection on how you felt about writing that letter, what emotions came up, because sometimes you can be very emotional, and what prevented you from writing that letter. Were there any challenges? I found myself, I tried to find distractions on social media not to write that letter, because I probably was scared of writing the letter, or I don't know what. But yes, to do to do the reflection part is really important. Not just write the letter, but the reflection straight after. And then after you've done that, just maybe let few minutes pass, or few hours, or few days, and read that letter again. And I noticed that when I read that letter, I was like, actually, yes, that's so true. I could do this, I could do that. And it opened my eyes. Instead of the critical eyes, I had the more compassionate eyes. And it really helped me to see, actually, it's okay where you are, but you've got ways to come out of it. You've got, even if it's one step at a time, you can do it.
That is so massive hoo ha hoo. Like it's very, very interesting. And I want everybody again to comment it below, write it down, write a compassionate letter to yourself. Because yeah, it is so true. Like what Abha said before, like what you're saying right now, it all comes down to actually us realizing, like, if we feel stuck in a way, or we feel lost, or we feel like we're less passionate towards things, to also understand what is it coming from, where is it coming from, what is it that creates those feelings. And first of all, understanding that it's okay, we all go through it. It's not like we're a weird alien and then everybody else does not have that. No, everybody has that. And then to come from this point of compassion, this point of advice, advising yourself as you would for a friend, and to kind of embrace that. And then with these steps that these amazing ladies have just shared, it allows you to then get a bit more courage to be able to see, like, hey, yes, I too deserve to do this, or I too, need to understand that having had, this slower period or whatever it might have felt to me, it's okay. It's part of it. Now, give myself some love, give myself some compassion, and then I can move forward, which is very, very beautiful. And I really do want to thank you so, so very much. Abha wants to add to that.
I just want to add that, one thought that really helped me through this period was kind of repeating to myself, I am where I'm meant to be right now. I am where I'm meant to be right now. And that helped me just center myself to know that it's okay. I have goals to achieve, but I've also come this far. And to get to the next level, I have more learnings to do. But in the moment right now, I am where I'm meant to be right now.
Yeah.
Just so
let's affirm this, everybody. Comment below and say, I am where I am meant to be right now. And we absolutely are. Like, whether we want to jump low and high, or it was high, like high and low, or whichever way, like we are. Everything happens for a reason. I truly do believe that as well. Thank you so much for sharing that. Who would like to go next? We have Empress Ingrid and we have Emily Sugar. Oh, I don't know who was first. I thought two hands like you. So Empress Ingrid, it is yours.
Thank you, Tjibaria, and thank you all ladies for your words, because I know that I have been through that. But apart from scripture, you also think or tell yourself, where do you want to go? What version of yourself do you want to see? And remember your purpose, remember your why, and don't just sit back and say, give up. Because again, it is not about giving up. It is about pushing forward. And remember your why, your purpose.
Absolutely.
Your purpose is or should be your drive to keep you going, to keep you pressing, as we would say, to press to the mark of the high calling, knowing that you have a higher calling on this, or in this universe, in this dimension, right? Knowing that, hey, we can be, we were taught to be 2.0 version, but I am going to say a 5 or 10.0 version of yourself going forward. 2 should not be your limit, but go to wherever. It could be a million version, but know that you can and will do it despite the drawbacks, or sometimes the opportunity to reflect and know that we are powerful women.
Mm.
We are powerful beings. We are powerful souls. So let us embrace the time out, but also embrace the moving forward to know that we can achieve if we only believe. Thank you, Tjibaria.
Wow, that is very, very beautiful. And please, everybody, do comment below. Just that final sentence there, I think, sums it up so beautifully. We can achieve if we only believe. 100%. And I think, especially what you said about connecting to your why is so key, because a lot of the times, like when we are being hard on ourselves, or when we have our goals, but somehow we lost track of it, and we get caught up in the emotions of that moment, then by realizing what are we doing it for, and understanding that because we are doing it for something, it's worth it. It's worth going through the emotions, it's worth going through the storms of life, because after you pass the storm, there will be calm waters again. And that was worth it. It was all worth it. And if you are wondering for yourself, like, what is your why? Go sit there for a moment and think to yourself, like, if it was all up to you, where would you like to see yourself in the future? And what is that future to you? What is that future for you? As like, how would you be? Would you be more healthy, more happy, more excited, more whatever it is that you want to be? Or who else are you doing it for? Could it be maybe family members? Could it be close friends? Could it be maybe a community that you're doing it for? Or is it for the world, like these ladies are global impact creators, right? Understand what that is, because if you have that clear picture, as Ingrid so beautifully said, and you know your why, then that is going to allow you to again snap out of it. You treat yourself with compassion. You understand that it is okay. You advise yourself as a friend, and then you get equally as excited about the journey ahead, because your why is worth it. So yeah, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Ingrid. Really, really.
And not forgetting to make sure and script. Scripting is so important to reflect or to go back and read, because sometimes some of us may be afraid to put on paper our true feelings. We would tend to think it, but not script it. And scripting, as my two other family members just mentioned, Natalie and Abhha, scripting is so important. So make sure we script to know where we want to go and what we want to achieve.
Yes, so beautiful. Thank you so much. Hoo, ha, hoo. And last but not least, the lady from another galaxy, and she's right now tuning in from that beautiful purplish galaxy. What would be your words of advice? And I know you have many words of advice.
Hello, everyone, and thank you all for letting me share, because I don't often share in this kind of a context, and it's really lovely the way this is all dovetailed together in a very, very perfect fashion, if I do say so myself. You have all touched on things that I was going to to say, but that is perfectly orchestrated. The first thing I was going to say was to have some self-compassion, and just when you get in these moments and times, try to just take a second and breathe, first of all, and always foremost, just breathe, catch your breath, pause, something I don't do nearly enough in most scenarios, but I'm learning. And then be like, okay, it's all right that I'm here. Everybody ends up, maybe not in that exact here, but people go through whatever they go through, and it ranges. Our wonderful mentor was bringing up how everyone is at a different stage in our life, and it really helps to remember that. It's something that I wrote down, was to change your perspective. The times that I get really stuck, if I can remember that, for instance, in Tjibaria's example, it was someone at a bus stop, looking perhaps longingly at someone who was in a car, and then the person in the car looking at someone with a better car. So there's always people along this spectrum, and the thing that's really been helping me lately is that I can reach down below, if you want to use the 33% analogy type thing, and I can help those people up from below, even though I'm in this position that I'm in. And that really, really helped. And then also, like you guys were saying, to not only to kind of appreciate where you are, even though it feels maybe not as great, but to then look back and appreciate how far you've come. I cannot overstate that one enough, because like the other day I was in this place myself, and I looked back and I was like, wait a minute, it's only been 6 months. Like, that's crazy. Over the last 5 years, my life had changed tons, but in the last 6 months, and I have the nerve to critique myself. It was like, who do you think you are to be critical of this? You've come this far, you know? And I just really don't want you guys out there, if you're in this, if you're not in this, when you come across this, I really, really don't want you to count out your insane efforts and the love and the kindness and the generosity and anything else you've given out, because it's something that for whatever reason I do when I fall into this place. And it's like, no. Like, love yourself. You're amazing. You guys have each said, for example, the fact that my list was, you each took at least 1, if not 2 points from my list. We are all in tune. And go back to your tribe. That was also one of my big points. Just make sure that you connect. I am guilty a lot of the time of falling into isolation. And it's funny because we're all sort of in this isolation right now. And it's forced me to realize that I really want to be connected to my community. I really, really would rather get past my own stuff and reach out and help others. It means so much more to me than, I don't know, my own personal environment being better or worse or whatever. Doesn't matter. So just don't discount how far you've come and look back with pride, because you should be proud of whatever you've achieved. You're probably doing more than, I don't know, someone, whatever. Maybe you're doing less than someone else, but you're moving. And honestly, a lot of people just don't want to move. So well done on you for moving. Just have pride and compassion and love always.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely true. And I think there's 2 things that I want to to how you say, hone in on or zoom in on, what you just so beautifully said. It's like, one, obviously, the surface in moments like this, even though you may feel that you're nowhere near where you want to be, but to actually understand that there are people looking at your situation and think like, whoa, if I only had what this person had, if people look at me and think like, oh, if I only had this, and I'm thinking like, oh, I don't even appreciate what I have, but other people are aspiring to be like that. To understand that whether you have or do not always have that own gratitude for yourself and your own position and how far you've come, to at least be of service in those moments. Because there's this saying, and I always kind of forget my sayings. I don't know by who it is, but it was one person that once said something along the lines of this, that, and I want you guys to comment it below, that if you help other people achieve their goals, you in turn achieve your goal. And that is so very true, because oftentimes, and there's like countless of stories of entrepreneurs, or whether it is influencers, or whether it is big entertainers, or whatever it may be, and they share about that they were at a point in their lives where things were very tough, but rather than focusing on that and feeling that whatever they were feeling, they focus on helping their community, or they focus on helping other people, whether it's their family members or whatever. And in doing that, they found a lot of learning, they found a lot of growth, they found a lot of reflection opportunity, because they see, hey, whoa, look at where I've come, right? And because of that, because of helping others, they actually overcame, and they actually become so much stronger in those moments. So I think that was a very key point that you were saying, like, even if you feel a bit flat, then still to be of service in those moments. And then the second part, which was, well, was actually the first part, but I mentioned second, was about the tribe as well. Like, having a power tribe can be so powerful, because the moment that I am down, Emily's like, hey girl, get back into the game, and you are worth it, and all that stuff, and vice versa. And that is a thing that sometimes we feel like, oh, I have to do it all by myself. But it is very important to also realize is that you are not alone. You absolutely are not alone. What you're experiencing right now, there are thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people experiencing the same thing. And so why feel like you have to go through it alone? There are people out there that are doing this, having the same thing. So let's come together. The African proverb also says that if you want to go fast, you go alone, but if you want to go far, you go together. And what I thought was so beautiful, and this is especially something that lives a lot in our community as well, and we are all like very aligned with that. And let me know in the comments if you feel like that too, that you want to give to other people. And why I'm bringing that one up is because a lot of the time we feel like we're alone, but other people actually a lot of the time want to give too. Just as much as we feel happy by giving, other people will also be getting that happiness from giving. So it also comes down to the fact that we shouldn't doubt other people in their givingness. We should just allow other people also the opportunity to allow them to give and for us to receive. And I think, yeah, that for me personally had been a big big realization. I was like, oh man, I don't always find it very easy to accept, and I think a lot of us are in agreement with that. But yeah, sometimes that is the most powerful form of giving, because you give other people the opportunity to be there for you and to contribute to you. What are your thoughts about that, Ingrid?
Yes, I personally agree with, what you're saying, because I had that conversation with my aunt yesterday. Persons, we are so much in the giving. It is also, but we must also remember that we must be open to receive, because when we don't allow persons to give to us, that takes away from them having that, joy in actually giving, because we feel joyful in giving, and is it what Maslow's hierarchy needs, the sixth contribution, where, contributing is also the highest, right, part of anyone or any of us. And when we limit someone else from contributing, we take away, their joy, as how we take away our own joy if we are not given the opportunity to give back, because so we have to always remember that just as how we like giving, we must also remember that we should be open to receive. And I would like for us to comment, we must be open to receive. We put our hands on our head, on our hearts, and say, our mind is open to receive. And we all take that. Once we can take that receiving or acceptance and put it in our hearts, right? We make that other person feel so joyful. So continue and remember, we should always give another person the opportunity to share, just as how we want to share and how joyful it makes us feel when we share. Give that other person the opportunity to feel that joy in giving also.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think Abha wanted to add to that, and Natalie after.
Yeah, I want to add actually, definitely, it's about being able to receive and sharing your journey with other people, helping other people out. So it's a give and take relationship we are talking about. But I think as Monica asked, how to kind of make this process faster. I think one of the things which we always talk about is gratitude, feeling of gratitude and feeling of abundance that we want to incorporate in our life. But recently I've realized, it's a very, very simple thing to feel, because, what we keep feeling is we say something that, yes, I am abundant, but you don't feel it because you feel, I'm really not. But, what we need to think of is, what do we really have in this moment? Another mentor of mine really helped me understand this point beautifully about, how we can be thankful for the air we are breathing, for the roof that we have on our head, for having food on our table every day. So so the key point being, I have everything that I need in this moment right now. And that gives you a feeling of abundance, and that, bringing feeling into your body when you're saying those words, that yes, I do have everything I need right now. And that has been my mantra recently, that, feeling that abundance, which is truly yours. You're not lying to yourself. You're not, why we often say that affirmations don't work is because we can't connect to them. But this is so true, that we have these basic things in our life right now in the moment. And the more you say it, the more you begin to feel and attract the positivity. So while you're helping others, while you're kind of opening yourself to receive, definitely, feel that abundance within you, because you have what you need in this moment right now. And that's true for each one of us.
That's so, so, so beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Everybody, let's comment that below and write down your version of this gratitude, that we have everything that we need in this moment. Absolutely, absolutely agree with that. Thank you so much. And Natalie wanted to share as well.
I just wanted to add on what Ingrid was saying, because I can totally relate to the fact that I'm a giver. I've always been a giver. And I think it's in maybe my culture. That's how we are being taught to give, but we are not actually taught how to receive. And I always ask myself, but why am I not having or manifesting this or this thing? But then I realized that every time somebody would give me something, or could it be my mom, could it be somebody, or a compliment, I will always say, oh no, or always say no. And then since I joined the community, I realized that actually all those were my blessings. And I was just stopping my blessings by saying no to a compliment, like, let's say for my hair. Like, I always got that compliment about my hair, but I kept on saying no, no, no. But there was so many other things, and I couldn't really understand why I couldn't go to the right direction, or why I couldn't get opportunities. But simple things like a compliment, and you keep on saying no, 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 you won't get anything, or that's how I believe, you won't get anything bigger, because you keep on saying no to the simplest thing. And to touch on the gratitude, it's something very powerful that Abha touched on. We don't realize how blessed we are until we lose something. That's why I feel it's really, really important to go back to this gratitude and just say in the morning, I'm grateful for just breathing. I'm grateful for the roof on top of my head. We don't realize, we might think that we want like the biggest house, but there's somebody else that doesn't have this. Or even the food. I just like those simple things. And being this community, we really reinforce this into my life and into my kids' life. I see them saying gratitude for food, gratitude for water, simple things like that. But then it makes you, I feel like you feel more aware of your blessings, because we don't realize, we might think, oh, I'm not where I want to be, but actually you are quite blessed where you are right now. It's true, we need to have big goals. It's true, we need to shoot for the moon or the stars or whatever. But we need to realize as well that we are in a good place. We are in a very good place.
Absolutely. Wow. And that was really beautiful. But especially what I really enjoyed of you sharing this was the energy with which you shared it. That was like, wow, truly, truly, truly beautiful. And yeah, I couldn't agree more. And also, like what Abha was just saying about the comments that are coming in, I really also want to say a massive, massive gratitude to the amazing people who are here with us, vibing live. Super, super, super nice. Yeah, thank you guys so, so much. And also everybody who will be watching this on the replay, do let us know. Do always to feel free to share your journey, because at the end of the day, the power of all of this, and also the power of this conversation right here, and why I personally feel so blessed to work with these Wonder Women, is because they're so incredible, and they're always, always there to serve, always there to in my case, I always learn a lot from them, and I always get a lot of value from them, and a lot of smiles from them, and a lot of excitement, and I just feel so grateful to work with them so closely. So I would like to highly recommend everybody who's watching this now, or who is watching this on the replay, to follow these ladies. I've put their handles in the description, so by all means, when this video is finished, check them out, like them. I follow them and I love them to bits, and that's why we're working together. We're working together very, very closely to make this world a better place, and I just feel very blessed to work with all of you. So thank you guys so much. Now, to close off this episode, I would like to ask all of you to please share a final tip of the day, a final word of inspiration, a final very cool thing. But before we do that, I just want to say, as usual, so you guys can think about your tip. Before we do that, I just want to say, for anyone who has watched this video and thought that there was anything in there that you could take away that was useful, please feel very free to give it some love, give it a little bit of a love heart or a like, but a love heart is nicer. And if you think that the words that we have shared today, the wisdom that these ladies have brought to the table, could benefit anyone else, maybe you know of someone who is right now going through the motions and not, feeling their top, or feeling in like a little bit stuck or overwhelmed or anything of that sort, please feel very free to share this video or to tag this person in this video so that we can pay it forward and share it with more people. And last but not least, make sure to take these tips on board. Take them into your own life, because I know for a fact that these ladies, they are global impact creators. They're changing lives all around the world. They're on an incredible mission. I'm so blessed to be part of their journeys. And what they're saying comes from their experience. What they're saying comes from their love and heart for people. And I truly recommend you guys to take these tips on board. So let's move to the final bit of today's show, and let's go for a round of tips. Abha, you're first.
Yeah, actually, I just want to close down with something beautiful. We were using that analogy of getting back on the saddle, and one of my favorite poems has been from Robert Frost. So I just felt, thinking yourself about, taking that break, taking the time to get some water, relax a little bit, but then reminding yourself that, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. So, getting yourself ready for that journey after that break. So use that break, use that energy, charge yourself up, and use it to kind of thrust yourself forward. That yes, I've taken this break now. I needed it, and let me move on with that energy, rest energy, and move with enthusiasm, because I have, so many people to serve, so many people to empower. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
So beautiful.
Thank you for listening today.
For the beautiful tip. Nice. Next tip, please, Miss Ingrid, Empress Ingrid.
As we spoke of earlier on, gratitude, always giving gratitude for no matter how small or how tiny we think, we may or may not have. Always give gratitude. Gratitude just for opening our eyes. Gratitude for our fingers being able to move. Gratitude for being able to come out of our bed, because there are so many persons out there who cannot do these things. So always remember, despite what you're going through, despite what you may or may not have, gratitude is so important. And when we give that gratitude, more comes to us. Not that we are expecting it, or not that sometimes we may or may not want it, but just giving gratitude is key to our involvement or our evolvement, because we can only evolve if we give that gratitude and the love. Beautiful. That's my final. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Everybody make sure to understand and remember that gratitude is the attitude. Hoo, ha, hoo, for Ingrid. Very, very beautiful. Next, beautiful tip from the beautiful Natalie.
For me, it will be trust. Trust the process. You are where you are for a reason. Enjoy with a smile. Have fun if you can. And believe in yourself as well, because this is a big part of the journey. Self-discovery, and make sure that you understand that you are worthy like anybody else. And go out there and shine your light, because we know with what's happening right now, people need the light. So whatever you have to share, whatever message, even if you think it's really tiny, small, like I always consider that mine is small, but it can put a smile on somebody else's face. And this is priceless. So yeah, thank you, everybody.
I couldn't have said massive hoo ha hoo for Natalie. Thank you so much. And last but not least, the lady from another galaxy, Emily.
I guess, wow, you guys have all said it really, really beautifully, but not but, and let me rewire myself as I speak. Look back, but don't linger. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And it's good to look back periodically, check in, see where you've been. But again, if you're like running a race and you're looking like this, you're gonna trip. So make sure you've got your eyes on the prize. And yeah, be so grateful for every little thing that, like Empress Ingrid was just saying, gratitude is honestly everything to me. The more I embrace gratitude in every little tiny aspect of my life, the more I see my life flourish. And it's really crazy. Like, one thing that, and this may or may not help you guys, but if you find yourself in one of these places, something that you can tell yourself is, you know what? And this might sound really grim, but I promise it's not. But you can be like, all right, well, I don't have anything else to lose. So I might as well share my essence while I'm here and give the love that I do have. And whoever will take that gift, great. And you know, if people don't want that, so be it. It's the whole lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So people will flow with you or they won't, and that's okay. Let it be what it is, and just be grateful for everything, because teachers come from anywhere and everywhere, and literally anyone, even the dog, can be your teacher. So allow people to teach you. Be a good receiver. Be gracious, and just try not to get stuck. Just remember it's temporary, and you can keep moving. Thank you.
So wonderful. Thank you so much. Massive hoo ha hoo for Emily. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom on this very special episode of True Talks. And I want to say a big thank you to our audience, everybody who was here with us live, everybody who will be watching the replay. And yeah, just pay my gratitude to these phenomenal stars. So make sure as soon as we finish this video, follow them. Make sure to follow, like them, follow them around, stalk them. No, not stalk them, but like these girls, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're all around the planet and even different galaxies, as we see. So it's a must to follow them, because they will brighten up your day, they will brighten up your life as they do mine. So on this note, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone, and we see you guys tomorrow on another episode of my daily show. But before we do that, make sure to go and like these girls.
And can I also give gratitude to you, my mentor, Tjibaria? You know, because without you, without your push, without your encouragement, we, my ladies, we would not be where we are and feeling so inspired. So to you, we say a massive hoo ha hoo, Tjibaria.
And I was about in my facial expressions about to say like, oh no, I don't want to receive, but I was like, no, I received. Thank you so much. Tell me more. But no, thank you so much. I highly appreciate it, and I think, you know, everything happens for a reason. We were all attracted to one another, to encourage one another, to learn from one another, and to have fun together. So yeah, thank you so much, and I love you all. So on that note, everybody, we'll catch you later. Bye. Make sure to follow them.